What is up, YouTube? That's here, and today I'm bringing you guys an amazing set of games. We're pushing for Master Ball today with Choice Band Mamoswine. Before we get into this, I actually just want to say thank you to everyone that actually reached out, went and listened to the new EP that I dropped on Spotify, all the feedback we got, all the people that listened to it and liked it. Thank you guys so much for that amazing feedback. And hopefully you guys like the music. I actually plan on making a lot more throughout 2021. So if there's any tips you guys might have, or if there's any songs you really do like, definitely think about letting me know in the comments below. While you guys are down there, you guys can definitely still check out the music. It's linked in the description. And I also included links to like the Bandcamp and the Spotify. Sorry, the Bandcamp and the Soundcloud. For people that don't really have Spotify, so they can still actually listen to the music and let me know what you think. I'm definitely interested in hearing everyone's favorite track. But looking back on this team, one of the reasons I wanted to use this team, right, is because I made a joke yesterday for the video title, talking about I made a band, but I should have made like some sort of choice band pun. So I really wanted to use a choice banded team today, and today we're going to be using a team made by Darth, one of the absolutely amazing people that support us on Patreon. You saw me actually lose against this team in the upload from yesterday as well. Like the choice band Mamoswine just tore us up. I really wanted to try the red card Thunderous as well. So today we're going to be shooting to get into Master Ball with this team. Wish us luck. We're going to go right on into the games. Here we go. All the way to Master Ball using Mamoswine today. Mamoswine, here we go. Venus. Let's see what they're working with. Pheromosa. That is scary. Huh. I don't really have to fear like a coaching thing. Maybe they're gonna like coaching physical melodic. Let's see. I do think that Thunderous is really good here. Thunderous is great. I think Thunderous and Melodic actually go really well. Sorry, Thunderous and Incineroar, which means even if they want to leave Melodic, we have to fake out for the Thunderous, and then we're fine. So we go like Incineroar, Thunderous, I think. And then Steela is not too hot versus Raikou. You know they're bringing it too, so we have to bring the Mamo as a switch in. And then, do we want Metagross here? Do we have Bullet Punch on this Metagross? Remember, this is a rental team. Don't think we do. It's going to be hard to use this Metagross, because we don't really have a ton of speed control. Like, we really don't. We have Moltres. But, like, Moltres doesn't really want to deal with that board. We have a ton of bulk, but I don't know if we have enough. It's either Metagross or Moltres, I'm feeling. And I think that the Metagross might bring just a little bit more to the table. I could be super wrong, though. We still have a lot of time to think about it. What if we bring the Moltres? I think the Moltres might be able to eat like a Volt Switch from a Raikou unless it specs. I think Moltres might be the play. Moltres is also really good to pair with the Mamoswine, which we already have, so we can go for like really big Earthquakes if we have Earthquake. If this team doesn't have Earthquake on the Mamoswine and has high horsepower, I'm so sad, because like we have Steela, we have Thunderous, we have Moltres. Like, you need Earthquake on that thing, so hopefully it still has Earthquake. I might check that right at the start, because that's a throw if I mess that one up. It's the event Raikou, I think. I saw a Cherish Ball and something. So let's see what we got. Feeny Raikou versus Incineroar Thunderous. This guy's like, whoa, you actually led Incineroar versus my Melodic? And I'm like, I did. That I did. So let's actually see what they can switch to, because I want to get that Feeny off the board. And I'm not as afraid of that Raikou as you might believe. Like, I really don't care what he goes for. Inner Focus, cool. So no pressure, we're not under pressure. We're just going to check if this Mamoswine actually has Earthquake. Yes, awesome. So I think I might just go for a U-turn into the Raikou. And probably just like a max move into the Feeny. I think I'm going to max the Thunderous here. And I think I'm actually just going to go for the Wild Charge. Ooh, I could also get away with going for the Airstream here. Yeah, I think I might. Yeah, we'll U-turn. U-turn to the Raikou. And max... No, we're actually just going to max lightning this Feeny. I think I'm okay with max lightning in the Feeny. It's a little bit predictable, but I don't really need the speed yet. And remember, since we are U-turning with our Incin, we want to keep the speed... Sorry, we wouldn't be able to pass the Airstream boost anyways. And I feel it's better to go for it like this. But let's see what he goes for. There's a bunch of things could happen in this situation. Remember, we are still at the lower parts of Great Ball. We're making our Master Ball climb today. So maybe this guy lets me get away with this really greedy plan to the Feeny. I think they're maxing the Raikou. But if we get the U-turn off, we bring in the Mamoswine, like, we'll be golden. Like, what's Raikou really going to do? Max and the Feeny, so it looks like I made the right choice. I actually don't even know if Thunder is Oko's Max Feeny. I almost want to say, like, yo, bro, snarl me, please. I need an adult. Snarl, please. Max Guard. Cool. Are you going for Snarl, though? Like, what are you using with that Raikou? Max Lightning's going to get blocked. That's completely fine. We get our U-turn up. Bam. Reflect. That's really smart. Good play. I think that means we have to come in with, like, something else then. So, Reflex. So, it's going to be a Screens Raikou. So, Reflex not going to be able to do a ton. Do we still come in? I think we still come in with the Mamo, though. As weird as that sounds. I just don't know if I outspeed the Feeny with Mamo. I really don't know. Mamo's 80 base speed. Feeny is 85. So that means, like, we don't necessarily outspeed. Which means we'd have to Airstream if we even wanted to get the EQ off. And I don't mind getting one Airstream off. So let's just go for it. Because we're going to have to use Airstream and Max Lightning anyways if we want to break that Feeny. And the good thing is, I guess, if they're maxing their Feeny, I don't think they just dumpster our Thundurus. So Volts, we still outspeed the Raikou again. We still know that we outspeed that guy, but it's not like you can see how much damage we're doing with Airstream. We wouldn't be able to do that much damage with the Lightning attack anyway. And we also would, like, potentially proc a Policy. We haven't seen any item choices yet. So there's a light screen there. Looks like he still outspeeds our Mamo, which is crazy. But I think we're okay. Let's see who he's actually hitting. I want to see if he's, like, hailstorming the Thundurus. So we Oko the Raikou through Protect. We love to see that. Raikou down for the count. It's going to be a lot easier to use Moltres now. All we got to do is get rid of that Feeny. Goes for the Geyser into probably Mamoswine. Oh, into Thundurus. Yo, we take those. Like, you're way too thick on that Feeny to actually be able to deal damage. And so let's see what the last Mon is. He can totally Max Guard with the, oh yeah, and we red card, but it doesn't do anything because of Dynamax. Yeah, we're using a red card Thundurus. I think it's such a unique set. I don't think it should proc if, like, it's a Dynamax Mon. It just shouldn't do it. That'd be hilarious if it, you know, didn't proc and just saved it. But let's see. Veramosa. So we should be outspeeding the Mosa now. So we're gonna Earthquake. We're gonna Airstream and Earthquake. And I think we're gonna be Golden. Actually, just check something. Properties. Okay, I was making sure my mic was plugged in correctly. All right, cool. We're good. You know, actually, I was supposed to be live streaming this, but Twitch is down. It's currently January 2nd when I'm recording this, and Twitch is just down, so I couldn't stream, so I figured I might as well record it. I'm sure you guys don't mind a little one-on-one time. But let's see. Mosa's probably sashed. We're new for a second Airstream. Big damage. Hopefully this makes us outspeed Mosa. I actually don't know if +2 Mamo outspeeds a Mosa. But that'd be cool, right? That'd be kind of cool. Mamoswine speed going all the way up. Never lucky. Can you miss, though? I mean, you're sashed, so you're not... oh, it was one time. Yo, we take those one-hit triple axle. You'll love to see that. Bam! Those are still really big hits on that Feeny, by the way. And you kind of have to hit the Mamo here, and then I can bring up my Instant, I think. Should be hitting the Mamo. Maybe they doubled into the Thundurus to make sure it went away. Yeah, I think that's not even a bad play. And that's a lot of damage boosted by the rain. So I'm curious if I should go for a Brick Break here. He's going to Tailwind, like we super outspeed. I'm curious if I should Brick Break. Or if I should just attack. Because we have the Brick Break. I don't really see an issue with... let's see. Whatever in the back, I have Moltres. So that means we only really have to get the Feeny off the board. So that means if we double into Feeny and he goes Protect and hit the Thundurus, well then we just bring out the Insane, we go with the Fake Out, play relatively the same way. Let's go for the EQ. I'm going to go for the Brick Break EQ. I think that's actually just a solid play. Because it'll just break the Feeny like right there. And then we just switch out the Mammal and we got it. Tailwind, we still should be outspeeding by that. Like, so we still should have it. Yo, Brick Breaks up. Screens, never heard of him. And remember what we have? We have the Banded Mamoswine that's slower than the Feeny and Tailwind. Never lucky. I thought we had him, chat. Oh, we do have him. We're thick. We are thick Mamo. Eating that in the rain. Man, I think we just... I've said it once. I'll say it again. I think this Mamoswine set needs just a little bit of speed. But, you know, being able to outspeed bulky Fienies is pretty important. But we also would have been KO'd if we didn't have full HP investments. So, it's crazy, but you know what? We have to take what we can get. Let's see what we actually want to bring out. I think you want to bring the Incin in. Hard switch out the Mamo. Because remember, we're locked into EQ. Go for a fake out and then just kind of win the game from there. So Incin comes in. And we should be able to clean this one up. Very, very close first game. And I'm still going to know how to play the team. I love the Mamo. I love the band. Like the Tundra set was actually really, really cool as well. But we should be able to get it. We still got 3 Mons. Being able to reset our choice band is pretty important. And let's see what they do. I'm taking a nice sip of my coffee. How many of you guys enjoy a little bit of coffee in the mornings when you watch these videos? Alright, there's the Moltres. Fake out. That is correct. I'm really surprised they didn't bring Melodic. Was like Thunderous that threatening? I mean, they threw a couple max moves and a triple X into it, so I mean, I guess it was pretty intimidating. I love that there's Ancient Power in here. Yo, let me get the proc. I just want it. Like, just let me have it. Because I want it. Air Slasher, who wants those flinches? Not today. Maybe today. And we just go into our Mamo and get big Ice Shards coming. And there's no way you can stop both of us. I really like Vested Incin. I know a lot of people are like, that's you should use Parting Shot, that's you should use Pinch Berry or like Shuka Berry or something like that in your Incins. A lot of the Incins that you see me like recommend and that I do like to use are all just vested because they're so good. And I actually just like U-Turn because U-Turn like deals damage, breaks sash, can't be taunted. Like it's just so solid. Just like this Choice Band Mamoswine. Slamming in a Choice Band stabbed Ice Shard. It's good stuff. Hopefully we can get the KO here. That's busted. Mamoswine's literally a delete button. And we take those. First game in the bag. Yo, let's go. How many wins do you think it'll actually take to get back to Master Ball? How many wins will it take? Can we go undefeated? It's possible. It is indeed possible. Tron Beatbox. Alright. A little bit of Sunroom. Mamo just messes it up though, right? Mamo's super good. Like if I were to go Mamo, let me just think about this. If I were to go Mamoswine, they'd have to go like Venusaur, right? They have to go Venusaur or Cart. And so if I bring something that checks Venusaur or Cart, I'm in a really good spot. And so like things that check Venusaur or Cart are Incineroar, first of all. And the things that like Mamoswine's weak against are resisted by Steela. So I know it seems really weird to bring Steela to fight against that, but I think Steela's actually really nice here. And we just need like one Mon. It's like good versus most things. I'm kind of looking at the Thunderous. I don't really think Thunderous is amazing, but it does outspeed Cart. It does outspeed Moltres. It can technically like Airstream for itself. It can break screens, not really important here. I think Moltres might be actually pretty dope. I think I'm going to try the Moltres. As weird as that sounds. Not the biggest fan of it, but I think it might be able to get something done. The only other thing I could go talk about is going Metagross and using Metagross to like change the weather with like an Ice Punch going into Hailstorm, but I don't think that's going to be that valuable. Metagross is pretty decent versus Venusaur though, I will say that. But then you just get like melted by Torkoal. And remember, we respect Torkoal here. So we'll see how we have to play this to win this battle. We might even have to Dynamax our Incineroar. I think Incineroar is just a great Pokemon. You know, I was talking a little bit about that Vest. Really, really solid here. Alright, so we have no way to, like, really get the big... Actually, do I? Let me think about this. Hold on. Hold the phone. They're really just going to go with, like, Redirect Trick Room, huh? I don't think that's technically wrong. I can go for Rock Slide. I could Rock Slide or EQ here. Yeah, I think my plan is just going to be, first of all, I just want to check and see if we're actually using a fast Incin. Just want to make sure. No. So we have to hard switch this guy. So we have to hard switch out the Ensign for Steela, first of all. And then we just go for a massive Earthquake. Probably won't get any KOs unless we crit. And then he's going to bring the Torkoal eventually. And then we'll hard switch our Ensign, protect with Steela that turn. And then we probably will do something the turn after that. And then the trick will be pretty much over. And we bring back out our Mamo and kind of just rinse him up. Yeah, if I would have led with Steela, that'd be a great lead here, but I did not, unfortunately. So let's see. If we crit the hat, it's possible we get the KO, because we are banded. Big ban. Yeah, a lot of damage. Crit would have totally done that. I wonder if they're going to degleam. It's actually really nice that we didn't get any KOs on anything here. So it's one turn Trick Room. I think I'm actually just going to sub here and hard switch in the Ensign. Because Ensign's just really, really good for his Entity Hat. Like, yeah, you can go for Gmax Smites. You can... I mean, you can go for Dazzling Gleam. They can totally go for, like, a Max Flare into our Steela as well. I don't think it KOs our Steela set, though, because we're heavily special defensive. And if they're maxing the hat, that's okay. If they're maxing the hat and hitting the Steela and ignoring the Mamoswine that's using Earthquake, I think that's foolish. Especially if they're maxing it and going after the Steela. So I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, Mystical Fire and a Steela is totally fine. What if I was Policy, though, bro? Double Mystical Fire? That'd be nuts. Don't do me like that. I'm going to underspeed your Entity anyways. Cool. Awesome. So I got a sub up. I get a sub up. I have the ability to Snarl. And Protect. Very, very nice. Should I even Protect here? Or should I actually... I think I might just Leech Seed the Entity here instead of Protecting. Because I can always Protect next turn. And then maybe let the Steela go down. And then the Trick Room's pretty much over. I can even also U-turn here if I wanted to restabilize my board position. But I think just going for a Snarl here is great. Makes so they can't really switch in Torkoal or Venusaur. Yeah, go for it. Might break my sub. Yeah, that's fine. Again, I don't think it was worth it to Protect there. Especially because, like, we're doing so much damage to this Entity. He's not going to do anything. And that hat was probably sashed. Not showing Orb. We just see, yes, I needed that to hit. It was so important. So next turn, they're probably going to want to switch the Entity out. And let's see how much damage they actually do to my Steela. There are a bunch of physical threats on that team. You know, like the Cart, but Cart doesn't want to switch in on that either. We know there's a Torkoal, too, so you gotta watch out for Torkoal. Gotta respect the boy. I can't get away with subbing here. But, like, I might be able to get away with going with, like, a Leech Seed into the hat slot. As weird as that sounds, because I think they might just switch it. No, I think I'm just gonna go for... I'm just gonna go for a regular Protect here. And just another Snarl. I think that's probably a little bit passive, but once we wait out the Trick Room, he can't reapply it. Yeah, he's going for a Helping Handing Mystical Fire into the Steela, and that's one of the reasons why we didn't actually want to go for the Protect last turn. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Completely bait them. We actually ended up taking less damage doing it this way, and we got away with getting up our Leech Seed, which is very, very nice. So we're actually going to be able to get a double KO here, most likely. The Entity is probably going to tick out from the Leech Seed, and then they got their last 2 mons. I think there might be like one turn Trick Room, maybe. But like Incineroar underspeeds the Venusaur if they send out Venusaur Torkoal. And you know, our Steela is actually not that bad here. Like, we got a decent amount of health on this thing. We're doing pretty good. I think we're doing pretty good for ourselves. Look at that health. Good stuff. Shiny Steela looks really cool. I've never really used one before. I don't think I've ever used a Shiny Ensign either. They're very color coordinated. Torkoal, yeah. The Legend. And show me that Venusaur, yeah. I think there's one turn left of the Trick Room. So let me just think about how I do want to play this. There's the last turn of Trick Room. Steela's Protect's on cooldown, but it's not like important. I don't really need them on. If I go for a double into the Venusaur, you know, like a double per se, because I have so much lowered stats. I think we just are going to want to fodder the Steela, though. Yeah, I'll go for the big flare bullets. We might be able to put it within range for like a Mamoswine to come in and deal massive damage. I think I'm actually just going to Dynamax the Incineroar here. I just think it's the most value. And if you want to go for like a Sleep Powder, you will lose the game for it. I think. Because if we can get to a scenario where we can check your Venusaur, we'll just be in a great spot. I'm always a fan of Dynamax and the Incineroar. They never see it coming. Like I said, this last turn trigger, so he has to be protecting, which means we're going to do a lot of chip here, which means next turns when he does Dynamax, unless he's max guarding and wasting one of his turns here, Mamoswine just going to come out and literally melt the thing. Like, Ice Shard plus this damage from this Flare Blitz would do so much. Unless he's max guarding, which is probably the right play, I would say. Like max guard Eruption, but then like how do you beat the Torkoal next turn if you, sorry, how do you beat Mind Sin next turn if you can't Sleep Powder? That's the thing. You could Earth Power Mind Sin this turn, it won't do enough, and you get a Leech Seed up. That's totally fine. Absolutely fine. Next turn we just nuke the Venusaur, and then we just have Moltres and Incin in the back, and we got him. I think we got him. I think the Incin can take out, unless that's like Akka Berry on that Venusaur. Maybe even Yachi Berry might be able to help him out a little bit. Imagine if it was still like, you know, Mega Venusaur, like with Thick Fat. You know, every time you see a Venusaur, you think like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't hit it with like Ice and Fire attacks, but we definitely want to hit this one with Ice and Fire attacks. And he can definitely stop the Mamoswine, right? He can stop us, but not after taking half of his health bar. That's a lot. He goes for the Quake. I think he's going after the Incin, which, you know, normally would be a great play, but remember, we're Assault Vested, the best item on Incineroar, and we're super thick. We already ate one Eruption. We're going to eat another one in a second, but he's orbed. Not bad. So he's gone. He's donezo. And then we just have Venusaur. Not Venusaur. We just have Moltres and Incineroar to clean up that Torkoal. We can definitely do that. Definitely possible. Heat Wave. He didn't even go for the Eruption. He thought we were going to hit him. Yo, what if our Mamoswine was actually Thick Fat? Speaking of Thick Fat, we might have been able to live that. So he's also not spexed on that Torkoal. You are not spexed. Let me check something while we're here. While we're young on this Moltres set. Okay. I was just checking the accuracy of Ancient Power. I could have swore that Ancient Power wasn't a 100 accuracy. I always thought it was 95. You know, even I learn something every day. What's something that you guys have learned recently that completely blew your mind, which is like about how you thought of VGC like your whole life? So let's see. This thing seems like a 135 versus like a 120, but like I want this really bad. I want this so bad. I'm just gonna do it. I know that it's weaker, but like it doesn't change the fact that I want it. So let's just do it. And we're doing this one too. I just kind of want the things. It can't miss. I want this proc so bad. Sometimes you have to just send a message. Critical hit, message sent, even if I don't get the boosts. Ancient Power. Torkoal's thick, but like, that's fine. I might get to go for 2. Let me go for another Ancient Power. Another one, and another one. And then we just win. But yeah, I always thought Ancient Power was 95. It just gives me 2 chances to get my procs. And even the almighty Sunroom gets kind of dumpstered by the banded Mamoswine. Mamoswine did so much damage turn 1, set me up for a really, really good turn 2. If you actually go back and look at the team preview phase, we brought the perfect mons, we explained why, and every one of those things kind of happened. So, you know, with this team, yeah, it can be a little bit aggressive, but if you slow things down and have like really good, the best thing this team has going for it is its defensive switch-in potential. And that like a lot of the mons they always have like really good defensive switch-in. So like Mamoswine being weak to those like water and, you know, grass and fighting attacks, like Steel makes such a good switch in there. And, you know, sometimes you just gotta Dynamax that Incineroar and win the game. 3 in a row, though. I played 1 game off stream. That was the other day. Maybe I'll upload that in, like, another video or something. But we're currently undefeated. Yeah, we're currently undefeated right now in the year 2021. Feels amazing, man. It's been my lucky year. I've actually got a lot of crits this year, I think. I think I've gotten a lot of crits. And a Stoutland was crit and everything. What did we crit that? We crit that Max Wormwind with our Garchomp yesterday on that Como-O. We crit an Ancient Power in the last game. 2021 is the year of sometimes lucky. That's a +1, I think. If I could find an opponent, right? That'd be kind of nice. I'm surprised I'm actually not finding opponents. It's like I'm recording this in like a pretty decent time frame. I will see. Maybe I was already a Master Ball. But yeah, I guess I want to again say thank you guys to everyone that checked out the album. You guys can still check out the album that I released yesterday. There is a link to it in the description of the video. You can go check it out on Spotify. We got Whis. Alright, so Venusaur with dual genies. I guess it's still Sunroom. There's a Dusclops. So I have to play correctly still. I like Mamoswine. Mamoswine's just so good here. It checks the Landorus, and I almost want to say that checks Thundurus too, unless you max. And I almost want to say I should be bringing my Thundurus to be able to Brick Break things, but I want to say it's a good mon in the back. So we have to bring something that's flying. And I want to say you bring the Moltres to be able to change the weather. It's also super good against Dusclops. So like Moltres Mammo is great. I think that Thundurus is still kind of nice. It's okay versus Venusaur, as weird as that sounds. Like maybe not if we change the weather, but like it's overall okay against Venusaur, and Thundurus can be pretty good against Lando if they get the Intimidate out mid game. And then I'm thinking the last mon, I'm thinking you still want to go with your Incineroar though, right? Or do I want to go with my Steela? I really like Incineroar just because it's good for Sun. If I have to proc their Thundurus with it, I have things that can beat their Thundurus. I wonder how much damage Banded Ice Shard does to their Thundurus. We might have to test that. We might have to test it. Let's put the win streak on the line. If I win this one, I'm pretty far into Ultra Ball. So hope we can keep it up. Keep it up. Just show me Dusclops. Never lucky. I think I could just one-shot that guy. And I don't have Nasty Plot, so I don't even have to like talk about going for it. And that should be able to go up before the Grim goes for the Reflect, because we have a higher base speed. Speaking of base speeds, I don't really need that much speed. I think I'm just going to go for the Rockfall. Like, it's so strong. I mean, this lowers special defense, but like, I kind of just want that Moltres, sorry, the Thundurus gone if they do decide to max it. And I don't care about giving his Grim, like, I guess you could like go for a weird switcheroo type play against me, but like, I still think this is the right play, is just go all in on the Moltres like right now. Because like, worst case scenario, I mean, if you hit my Moltres, you're first of all not going to KO it because we're rocking a super bulky Moltres set. But like, if you hit the Mammo with like a max Nuck or something, I've already got my Ice Shard off. And then I'm setting my Weather, which can do a little bit more. It forces your Torkoal to come out before your Venusaur, right? It forces the Venusaur to have to bring the Torkoal later than like immediately like Torkoal Venusaur right now. So he's going max Thundurus, which I think is the right play. But I want to see how much damage we do with this. I think we have enough damage to double tap it with both of these options. And again, if you hit the Moltres, and maybe they do get the KO or something. Like, I don't think you can eat 2 Ice Shards either. But we'll see. I could be totally, maybe I'm like slacking here, but like, what's he gonna do with the Grim? You know, screens? Like maybe, I guess. Screens are good. They're not great, but they're pretty okay. Ice Shard's going first. That should be enough damage, I think. I think it should be enough damage because of the Rockfall. So Reflect. Nice Reflect, bro. It'd be a shame if I already did my damage. Lightning? Steel Spike. He wants the Steel Spike versus the Mammo. Hey, that's smart. That means he probably has Landorus in the back. So we're probably going to be sending out our Thundurus next. Thundurus is also pretty decent versus Incineroar. Not Incineroar. Venusaur, sorry. And there's the Orb. So I think we should be able to take him out with this Rockfall. Rockfall plus the additional chip from the sand should be enough. And also oh, he's not out yet. So we have to send out a Mon that can protect. That sucks. Might even be 2 ticks. That's like really, really bad. Yeah, 1 more tick should do it. So I think we just send out... We send out Thundurus. We have Protect on it, right? Have to send out Thundurus. Like, I don't even want to, but we kind of have to. He will tick out next turn. I could try and win a speed tie. I think I'm fine going for the double guard. I think I'm okay with it. It might sound really, like, slow. It lets him get a free light screen up, but, like, he's going to lose his max for it. And best he can actually get done is, like, an Airstream or something into my Thunderous. If he even wants to, like, go into that. Yeah, the double guard here seems to be the play. I'm surprised he didn't actually switch the Torkoal in. I thought he might switch a Torkoal in to take away the sand. But, like, he also is orbed still, too. So he's Airstreaming, yeah? He's Airstreaming the Thunderous slot. Free chip damage. My red card's going to get wasted. Again, never lucky red card usage. And it's not going to work here. But he should be going down. You know, he has the Life Orb and he has the Sandstorm. Let's just see what we can actually get done. We have a pretty decent matchup against Landorus here. We still have our weakness policy intact. His Grim has the screens, but like we literally can double brick break those with a mon that's faster and make it so Moltres can hit for perfect damage. So if they send out the Torkoal here, I think we actually still, no matter what, are probably going to Rockfall. As weird as that sounds, just because if they send the Venusaur right here, they're going to switch in the Grim to make the Venusaur immediately go fast. Right? And they're going to want to go for like a Sleep Powder or something. Oh, it's Dusclops. Alright, that changes things. Let's just hit Dusclops. Alright, that means the last mon has to be like... That means the last mon should probably be Torkoal. And our last mon's in Sin, so we're actually in a great spot, I would say. Let's actually just get the... We're going to hit the Grim with the Brick Break. And I actually want to say I'm going to Airstream the Grim just because I want it to be gone. And then you can totally bring out your Torkoal here. But then I just hard switch in my Incineroar, reset the terrain, not reset the terrain, but like protect with Thunderous. Because we can't KO the Dusclops here, so we might as well just go after the Grim. Yeah, if we can even KO it. I don't even know if we can. But no screens right now. I don't even know if this KOs. Yeah, he's really, really thick. That's okay. I still think that's fine. If anything, we're wasting turns on his Trigger right now, so pretty nice. Let's see what he's even doing. You don't want to hit any of these with, like, any of those. Oh, Foul Play's great. Great choice. A lot of damage. And then there's the Trick Room. So let's see what I actually want to do here, because this is actually going to be pretty important, how we want to play this for the remainder of this game. I think you switch your Incin in, and just go for a, what is that? Lapper, or Moltres move. There's no reason to just keep the Thunderous on the board right now. Like, absolutely none. The last mon could still be something that isn't Torkoal, but, like, if you look at their team, like, what else do they got? It has to be. So Incineroar's a great mon to bring in here. Probably going to re-screen me, but I think that's relatively okay. Because one Snarl and, like, Incineroar kind of just dumpsters a Torkoal. We have Fake Outs and stuff up, too. Yep. Massive Incineroar in the back. We also don't take that much damage from Foul Play because we resist it. So it's really, really good to see here. Light Screen, go for it. Remember I said 2021, the year of THATSAplusONE crits. Can we crit through these or not? Ugh, that sucks. That's a lot of my health. That's like more damage I take from like Eruption. So it does suck when that happens. Not doing a ton. Not gonna lie. It's not doing a ton. I wonder if I should U-turn here. Because I don't want to soak a ton of HP on my Incin. I don't think there's a reason to. We could also Fake Out the Grim. I think it's actually not a bad idea. I don't want him getting a Reflect up. I should just be fishing for Ancient Power procs, man. That's the real play. But we're doing good damage to Dusclops. He's eventually going to get like a Pain Split off, but like we have Protect on 2 of our last 3 mons. We're getting the Grim off the board this turn. Pain Split, there he goes. Yep. Yeah, go for it. It's actually not doing a ton to me. Like, I'll take that. We got a free KO. We still have our Incin. Next turn I can probably just Protect. Oh shit, he didn't go down. Is that a problem? I don't know if that's actually a problem. Trick Room, Light Screen. 2 turns left on TR. So we want to start prioritizing this Dusclops a little bit more. Yeah, I think we're going to start Flare Blitzing it. As weird as that sounds. There's the reflect. Gotta get our Thunders back in soon. We gotta get to the point where like Dusclops is gonna be a sad guy. It's not gonna do a lot. He's getting a little bit of health back, but like eventually we'll be in a good spot, I think. Because now we have 1 turn left on our TR, right? We have 1 turn left on his TR. But like Moltres is in a good spot. He's taking good damage on the Dusclops. Like next turn, I think we could actually like really pin that thing, depending on what the last mon is, because he's gonna give a boost to our Incineroar's Flare Blitz by sending out the Torkoal. If he sends out Torkoal. Torkoal, cool. He'd also get like 1 Snarl up and probably just win the game. Am I wrong? I think we just protect Moltres and Flare Blitz the Dusclops. And then next turn we just double. Because Thunder should still do a lot here. And I don't think Torkoal does enough if you get like 1 Fiery Wrath onto it. And Incineroar shouldn't die. Maybe he'll put me less than half, less than 50. 68, almost nice. He's gonna actually the Incin. That's a really good play. That's a good play for me. So he actually is gonna be able to take out the Incin this turn because of my recoil. But then I get to go immediately into the Thundurus. I don't know if that's... I can take out Dusclops from there. Oh, I didn't die. That's great. That'll be a win. Right? That should be super game. I'm just thinking about this the right way. I think you actually want to still U-turn. Reset Fake Out. It fought our Thundurus, though. Nah, Snarl's fine. Snarl and Fiery Wrath are great. Snarl's like a double-edged sword against Torkoal, right? Because it, yes, does damage, but it also lowers their special attack. And I don't think he can KO our Moltres with a Heat Wave. Unless I just miss! Okay, we flinch it with the Fire Wrath. Okay. Chat. That's nuts. Should I just U-turn fall to the Thundurus? How many turns are we got on screens? The Year of the Luck, man. 2 turns left on Reflect. Potentially. I think we U-turn. I think you just U-turn fall to the Thundurus, protect here. Because I think that's an Eruption Torkoal. And like the more damage we get to stick on that thing, the more we just win. Like it's free U-turn, free Fake Out, and we're in the exact same spot. Yeah, we're on a Thundurus, but like we don't need the Thundurus, I don't think. Don't think the Thundurus is mandatory here. We just get to reset our Incin. Go for another Fake Out. Heat Wave, cool. I can miss too, you know. I've missed. Nah, never lucky. Alright. Yo, here's his crit. Never lucky. So we'll see. Heat Wave might still be able to do a good amount if we don't get a Snarl up. Right? We have a lot of health on this Moltres, but like that Heat Wave crit right there, that crit would have ended us. It would have ended us. Well, he's also running out of Sun turns, which is really, really important. Two Light Screen turns, 2 Sun turns. So Fake Out for sure. I should just Ancient Power here and get my boost, but Fire Wrath is just more damage. If he has Protect here, he could. Yo, okay, I didn't think he had Protect. So that means he's not Specs, right? He's probably Charcoal. And there is a really weird situation we could talk about here, right? Heat Wave would do a lot to our Moltres, right? But like, I think just going for the Snarl, I don't think we need to Protect. I think we actually just go for the Fire. I think that's like actually the play. He has to crit our Moltres with a Heat Wave if we hit our Snarl. We also have a % chance to flinch him again. So it's a lot of damage. There's a Snarl. There it hits. He has to crit. He has to crit a Heat Wave into our Moltres. This is only out. Huh! Huh! We take it. Because now his Sun's gone. And he's Snarl. I guess he could still crit us, but I don't even know if like Heat Wave would like crit Heat Wave outside of the Sun. I guess it's single target, but like his Light Screen's also on too. Yeah, I think we got him. think we got him. I mean, I missed that snarl earlier, Chief. I think this is going to do it. Single target, Fiery Wrath, no white screen. Battle was canceled. We are still on the win streak. Played that very well, I think. Okay. We're undefeated. Undefeated. Two more wins till Master Ball? Two more wins? Yeah, let me just get one more win. Alright, let's see it. Survey says Electivire Thunderous. Okay, there's some sort of gimmick there. Probably like discharge spam. So fake out's really, really good. Gyarados is something you don't see a lot of as well anymore. I like Mamo, but we have to play it correctly. We have to really protect our Mamo here. So like I think Thunderous, Mamo's great. It can airstream to help the Mamo get a little bit more speed. Thunderous Mamo. If I want Thunderous Mamo, we don't really have that many good switch-ins for Evire either. We really don't. Like, we have to bring the Incin to help deal with the Metagross. And then looking at this, I think Stella Steel is probably not amazing here, right? I'm just going to say it's probably not amazing because there is a Thunderous and an Electivire, but there's also a Metagross and a Feeny, which Stella Steel is very good against. So we'll see. So I got 30 seconds. Moltres, probably, again, not the best. It's also not that great versus Feeny. Metagross is pretty good here, I think. Especially because we're using a Life Orb set. So like we can just one-shot that Thundurus with our Metagross. I think I'm going to try the Steela. I think Steela commands a lot of dominance. A lot of respect. And if they do fodder one of those electric types, even one of them, it's going to be really hard to have the correct Mons to beat Steela. But there's probably some sort of weird gimmick here. Obviously, there is the, what is it? The drive. Motor drive on the Electivire paired with like a, you know, potential Scarf Thundurus. Note that that Thundurus is slower than mine. Thundurus loses speed when it goes into that form. So my Thundurus is going to be able to go first. And that is very important unless he's Scarfed. Like, I don't think he really just dumpsters us. Like, I don't look at this board and see, like, it just saying you automatically beat our Mamoswine, does it? Like, I think if that's Scarf Thundurus, that I can just Ice Shard it and it's gone. Right? I guess it could still be sashed, but like, then it's just too slow. That means we want to double into it with a Nuck to make sure he can't even proc the Motor Drive, and then we're golden. That's a good play. Ignore the Evire, which is probably maxing. Don't think he can one-shot our Thundurus, but I could be wrong. And he's really expecting me to go like EQs and stuff right now as well, so like we're trying to pull a fast one on him. I think a bad play for me would be if he switched out the Thundurus for Feeny, but like, we switched out the Evire for Feeny probably, for Gyarados. Okay, yo, Intimidate is not going to help you out here. It's actually going to be your worst friend. Looks like I'm maxing it up because I'm faster than he is. So that means he's not Scarfed if he was maxing. I mean, you could still be Scarfed, but I think... Oh, did we see Moxie? I'll check. I wasn't paying attention if we saw Moxie. Or like Intimidate. If we didn't see Intimidate, that means he's Moxie on the Gyarados. But let's see what he goes for. Survey says, Ice Shard, where are you looking, Chief? Oh, so close. But you know what? Oh, he actually was Scarf. He was. That's the only way that does that much damage. We're in a red card. Who am I hitting? Bro, who wants the damage? Yo, I'll take this. That thing's at 1 HP. It's useless. Big damage. That's so good for me. Got an attack boost. Oh my gosh, red card Thundurus. You love to see it. All right, and let me just check. All right, so we did. It's a Moxie Gyarados. I actually think the right play is just to Ice Shard the Gyarados and go after it with probably an Airstream. Am I weird in saying that? Because it would stop him from redirecting. And this would KO, I think, even if you did max the Gyarados, I still think we'd be able to get the KO. Because now we got +1 on both of our mons, too. And if you, like I said, if he switches it, and he's going to max, I think he's just maxing the Gyarados. And both of his mons have just taken Well, Gyarados is still at full, but I think we can take it out. I think it's actually ridiculous that if he's maxing that Gyarados. Like, what if I just use an electric attack? You guys think +1... Actually, no, this Thundurus, I forgot. I completely forgot. This Thundurus has, like, no attack investment. We will not be able to KO here. That's bad for me. Oh, he's max guarding. Next turn, we have to go for the max lightning into it. We have to. Like, I don't make the rules. I don't care if you're switching to Thundurus. I don't even care. 69. Nice. So I can actually just Ice Shard that thing next turn. And he's orbed over there. Great. This is perfect. Ice Shard the Evire. And if you want to take the time to switch in that Thundurus... He was faster than me, right? I'll just Ice Shard that thing next turn then. Just Ice Shard everything. Choice Band Mamoswine. Rocking him up. I guess it could be Walking Berry Gyarados. That was a good play from him though. Great max guard, great bait. But Mamoswine don't care. Thundurus don't care. Ice Shard gonna get that KO. Remember, where Mamoswine's at +1 and banded. Evire goes down for the count. And I hope we can pick up the KO on this Gyarados. Survey says... Lightning at +1. Stab, super effective. Goodbye. Goodbye. And then he has a 1 HP Thundurus and probably a Feeny in the back. That's what I'm getting. It's probably Feeny. So we're just going to Ice Shard the Thundurus. Sorry, yeah, Ice Shard the Thundurus and Oko the Feeny. It's working, man. Red card was so good there. That's how that's supposed to be played. I love it. I love it. And there's the Thundurus. So Ice Shard that guy for sure. And that's not Feeny. That's probably still fine. I think this just means we double into the... because he can Fake Out. I think it just means we double into the... Oh, we can't Volt Switch that thing. If he Fake Outs my Mamo... I'm fine. I have an Incineroar. I still think I'm okay. I still think we need to just do it like this. Yeah, go for the Fake Out. That's the right play. That's correct. There was nothing I could do about that. He's still faster than me. Never lucky. But next turn he just goes down. That's like why I'm like, I'm still fine. Was he sashed? Was he just at 1? Was I that unlucky? Because I was like, he has to be Scarfed to outspeed me. It's fine. The right play here, I think, is just to Fake Out the Meowstic so we can't Trick Room and or Ally Switch. Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around this one. This is a weird one. Because I could have swore Thundurus... Maybe our Thundurus isn't full speed. That would also explain it. No, see, we're full with nature. So look at our EV spread. We have, like, not that much in attack. It's a bulkier Thundurus spread. But Ice Shard should be able to pick up that KO. Fake Out makes it so Meowstic can't really get anything done. Yeah, so I'm just curious. Yeah, he just scoops. He knows. And it was over for him. He knows it was over. All right, I'm checking their team. I want to know what's up here. Yeah, Modest. Scarf. So it was Scarfed. He just actually lived at 1. There was no Sash. He just lived at 1. Okay. That game would have been crazy if I just turn 1 O-code that thing. Like, it has to be Scarfed. You're pairing with the Evire. All right, looks like we need about 1 more win to get to Master Ball. If we complete it, we will have made the undefeated sweep back to Master Ball. That would be amazing. This is usually where I throw. Yeah, let me get those wins. Let me get it. Heatran, boo. Moltres, Feeny, boo. Togamaru, boo. This team's really good. All right, Mamoswine's great, though, right? See, like, I don't know if this Mamoswine outspeeds Arilla, though. It can't. It shouldn't. We still bring it, but we got to be very careful about how we want to play the rest of the team. I think Metagross is good. Metagross is a good Pokemon here. He doesn't really have any Defiant Mon, so I'm actually afforded the luxury of, like, using Incin as much as I want as well. It makes for a really good switch-in if we're afraid of the Rilla. So I actually want to say I should probably lead with it, with, like, Incin in the back to switch in. So, like, what about Mamoswine Moltres? Like, what do? You need Fake Outs? You need Nuzzle? I got Policy. That's fine. And then I'm looking at the back. Thundurus is good at checking a couple of those guys really, really well. It's good versus the Rilla. red card. How could that help me here? And do I want Steela? Is Steela really good here? It's kind of hard to say. Steela is probably really, really good here. It forces them to bring Heatran. Which, like, yo, bring your Heatran. Like, I have Mamoswine. I'll try the Steela here. Steela's another really good switch in for Mamoswine, depending on, like, what they have on the board. I think it'd be a little bit more aggressive to go Thunderous. But I was talking about it in the last game. Like, you gotta chill a little bit. It seems really appealing to want to hit things super hard. But if I don't really plan on maxing my Thunderous, it's really hard to use that Pokemon. So, like, we might even max the Steela this game. It's not even a bad Maxmon. Moltres Rilla. So we're probably switching out, what is it? We're going to be switching out Incineroar, or switching out Mamoswine, most likely. Let's see, actually, how I want to deal with this. This is actually a really weird scenario. I think we're going to max Moltres for sure. Who do I want to send in? I'm switching Sin in there. Just because it can give a fake out support on turn 2. And we're just going to Airstream. I'd like it if mine Sin can start outspeeding this Moltres. I don't care how many boosts you really get on your Moltres. Like, I do care, but this is a good play for me. Rillaboom lead's good for them too. I don't technically need to go after this guy as hard as I am, but we'll see if it's the right idea. If I don't KO it this turn, that's kind of lame. But if I do KO that Rillaboom, we're going to have a really, really good time with our Mamoswine. Like, Ice Shard probably does about 40-50% of the Moltres. Might even do upwards of 80% if he's not in max mode. So we'll see if this works. So he's going to kind of wait this out. There's a really good board for waiting it out too. Double Dark. Resist one of their big stabs. We have a lot of bulk. We're probably going to try and get a Snarl up within a turn or two. He's outspeeding our Moltres, which is, quite frankly, that kind of sucks for us. That's, like, really not good. And then, like, maybe they bring out the Feeny next turn. That's kind of how we lose. Is if they bring out, like, a really, really big Feeny next turn. Like a Specs Feeny after this. That would suck. Just because they're always going to be able to Airstream before we can. And maybe they're not Airstreaming this turn. Maybe they're going for a Max Darkness or something. But, yeah, if we don't get this out, that's not great. He's Airstreaming. That's good from them. Ugh. Yeah, that hurts. That does hurt. Because that puts us within range for, like, a crit. Not crit, but, like, maybe a Muddy Water Airstream next turn. I'm trying to just fake out the Feeny next turn if I have to. Awesome. Good there. I'm happy that that went that way. All we gotta do for the next 3 turns is not lose. If we can not lose for the next 3 turns, I think we have decent shots. If we can do maybe a little bit of chip to that Moltres, that'd be great. Factory Restore some health there is pretty nice. Yeah, we'll see what he sends in. I think Feeny's really good here if he wants to actually bring it out. Because then he can also start, like, mixing it up and baiting the, Yeah, Feeny's so good here. We gotta start just throwing damage into Feeny, which is unfortunate. Just because, like, we're just take a lot of damage in doing so. A good thing is our Incineroar already has a speed boost. So, like, we're always going to be maybe a little bit faster than that Feeny. It's going to force him to Airstream every turn is what I mean. I'm going to go for the first Fake Out. I think I could eat the Airstream. But, like, I think just Fake Outing is probably the right play because it'll stop him from going for, like, Specs plays, which is what I was really afraid of. No flinch yet. So it wasn't like a Scarf Beanie or anything weird. We hit my Moltres. That's totally fine. Like, I would love it if you threw as much damage into that thing as possible. I bet you that's Scarf Beanie, or Specs Beanie, though. Like, it should be Spexed. What's this Beanie actually faster than my Moltres? If it doesn't outspeed my Moltres, then it doesn't matter. Alright, cool, that wasn't actually faster. Cool. That means I can just do the exact same thing, but with, like, Snarl. So we Snarl here. I think we hit the Feeny again. Feeny's the biggest problem. Like, we have Mammo in the back to deal with that Moltres, probably. Gonna go for the Protect? That's completely fine. Like, I just want the Snarl up, Chief. Onto your Moltres. That's a decent amount of damage, but, like, if we can get his Moltres to, like, 75, Maybe a little bit less. Because he's very bulky. We have to hit him a couple times, I think. We still have our Steela. He has no nasty plots. He has no weakness policy procs. Like, I would really like it if I can get my Snarl up here. That'd be amazing. Let me hit this, please. Please. Yes. It's value. And we waited it out. That's dope. A lot of speed on this board for a lot of Pokemon that aren't necessarily known for packing a ton of speed either. Yeah, it would suck if I were to get nasty plotted, but I do think that like we have a lot of damage. And I would not mind trying to flinch that Feeny once. You know, he might just proc our policy and give us a KO for it on the next turn. I also think we have just a really good spot with like Steela in the back too. Maybe I should be playing this a little bit more passive with my Incin and going for a U-turn here into Steela. But like, yeah, I guess he could also flinch us. I wasn't actually. That would suck. Don't flinch me. All right, cool. I just want to do some sick damage to your Moltres, Chief. That's good damage. I'm taking that damage. Can we flinch you though? Muddy Water, never lucky. Oh, miss on Sim. We take those though. We taking those. You're gonna Berserk proc me, Chief? Ayo, appreciate it. So I'm the first one to get Berserk proc. I think next turn I'm just gonna go into the Moltres. No flinches. Yeah, we take those. So Feeny's actually is in a really good range to leave it right now. I think we're actually just going to go for like a hard switch into Steela. I think that's totally fine. That Moltres is really, really low. I don't want to eat a Feeny Muddy Water with our Incin. And we're just going to go for Protect here. I think he's going to use his Moltres as a Fiery Wrath bot. Just praying for flinches. And we're just going to come in with Steela and just set up. Man, it's still so crazy. Like the Feeny gets Calm Minds off. That's hard to deal with. I don't think he's Calm Minding here. I think he might even protect the Feeny this turn because we have the Berserk proc up. Yep, that's really good. So next turn we can just hit the Feeny if we want with an Air Slash, probably get the KO. Nasty spot. So he's actually back at neutral because he ate 2 of the, he ate 2 of the whatever moves. We can probably take out our Moltres this turn. Do I care? Last turn of Misty Terrain. I'm trying to Air Slash that Feeny. Moltres is within range. Yeah, he's switching. That's dope. Heatran. Wow, that's a good Pokemon to have here, I think, actually. There's the Fire Wrath. You got the damage on my Moltres or not? Because it's like, I got a decent amount of damage right now. Cool. Let me hit this Air Slash, though. It's super importante. Leech Seed. Yes. We're taking those. And I think I'm actually going to switch my Incin in to get just value off of the, first of all, we have like Intimidates up. Yeah, I think the right play is probably to hard switch in the Incin, protect with the Moltres, get a Leech Seed tick. If they hard switch in the Feeny, cool, I have Fake Outs up. And then my Moltres still has a Berserk proc. Like, we do a lot to that Heatran, and we're fast. So hard switch in the Incineroar. And if you Nasty Plot, again, we just have Fake Outs up. I'm playing this Moltres super patiently. Right now. Looks like people are still following the channel even though we're not even live. You know, like I talked about, Twitch is down right now for most people, so it looks like it's probably going back up. But I still want to get this Master Ball finish. So we know he has a really low HP Feeny. There's a Heatran there. Heatran is not something I really want to deal with. Maybe I have to Rock Slide with our Mamo instead of Ice Sharding. Hurricane. Blocking that one up. Yeah, we take those. And what is Heatran using? Sub? Heat Wave? Cool. Heat Wave's great. I thought worst case scenario he'd sub me. But we get an extra tick onto the Moltres. Crit, never lucky. But Incineroar gets some health. Yes. Isn't that value? That's literally like massive value. We have the Fake Out. I still think you just Fake Out the Moltres and go for probably just a Fiery Wrath. We can flinch that Heatran, and we can actually do a lot to the Heatran. He's just eating it. So we're probably just going to do a lot to this Moltres as well. And if he gets a KO, we just bring out Mamoswine, and we're probably okay. And maybe not. I don't know, actually. This might be a throw from me. That's a thick Heatran. Because we just gave that Moltres a Berserk proc, too. Earth Power. He's not Heat Waving. Bro, you're not even going to get a KO. I'm way too thick. Special D-Drop does, unfortunately, suck quite a bit. That Moltres is going to tick out in 2 turns. So we just have to chill there. Do I need this Incineroar anymore? That's another good question. I could save it to reset for Heatran. I think this is actually the right play. To protect with our Moltres, all we gotta do is hit with one more Fiery Wrath on that Heatran. This is a really, really close game, actually. Very surprised he hasn't switched that Moltres out yet. But if he switches it out, he's just slower for the remainder of the game. It depends on if he's using Heat Wave or Earth Power this turn. He might even be Hurricaneing the Steva slot. It's gonna get blocked. Hurricane can also super miss, by the way. Oh, we take those! That's so greedy! You ever seen anyone as greedy as me? I don't think anyone ever has. Let's see, though. I think we hard switch in and Sin on the Moltres slot. And we just Leech Seed the Heatran, and that might be the game. That might just be what cleans it up. There's no reason to risk losing the game to a Hurricane. And if he can KO our Steel, good luck. Maybe he'll Fiery Wrath Heat Wave. That might be a good play from him. That might really suck. Hurricane? Yep. There's no reason to throw like my Moltres away into that. Goes for a Taunt. Taunt's really good there. We are gonna be able to take the Moltres out though. So great stuff. Taunt, Heat Wave, Earth Power. I have Protect up. I think all we realistically have to do is get Mamoswine on the board. We have to get a board of Mamoswine and Incineroar. Oh, we don't have to, but like maybe we should try. Steel is super useless right now. So isn't Sin. I actually don't mind a board where we just try and get the Feeny off the board like this second. Let's do it like this. I think I'm gonna fake out the Heatran. Just so I don't have to lose my Steel this turn, obviously. Does good chip as well. That's a crit! Yo, crit fake out. It actually kind of matters for the, yeah, Muddy Water's great. Oh, I wanted you to hit that! That sucks. I wanted him to hit my Incineroar. They're like, ah, never lucky, but I'm like, no, please hit me. No, accuracy drops! No, not like this, chat. Chat, not like this. So close to, like, he gets a Berry proc there, but like, I almost thought we could have taken it out. Alright, but again, how many of those can you realistically get? You know? And I don't think Muddy Water will just one-shot my Mamoswine. Which he hasn't seen in a while. I think we're probably gonna be okay. Yeah, Heat Wave's totally fine. Like, I do not care about losing both of these guys this turn. I'd rather not lose my Steela, but like, I don't think it's the end of the world. Single target. Hey, we take those. Hey, we take those. That's fair. Taunt's gone. That's really, really good for me. That Heatran probably outspeeds my Mamoswine, guys. I just realized that. It probably outspeeds Mamoswine. Because Heatran has 77 base speed. This is the banded Mamoswine with 0 investment coming back to bite us once again. Feeny outspeeds it. We know that. We needed to hit that Feeny last turn, I think. This is such a weird spot to be in for me. He outspeeds my Moltres. Yeah, it's just game we just lost, I think. He's gonna have to miss a Heat Wave into our Mamo, I think. Like, what is that Heatran set if it's that, like, ridiculously fast? It's probably just a full speed Heatran. What's our Moltres speed stat? Like, I can't believe we threw from here. We have no speed. That's my fault then. He can miss moves, and we can win. Or we can just lose like we deserve to. Because we threw from that situation. And we have a little dog coming in the room. Little dog, give me luck. Give me luck, little dog. Miss your Heat Wave. Never lucky. Marley, you ruined my luck. Dang it, we threw that game. I'm so mad. Yeah, the banded Mamoswine, man. You gotta put some speed in that thing. Otherwise, you just get outsped by Mons in the 80s. Which is quite unfortunate when it happens.